Welcome back to another episode with Decimo Primo. Now, the anime that I'm going to be talking about today, um, really, I've kind of talked about it before. It's Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeons? Now, with this new anime season, I wanted to take a little bit of time to look over the animes that have recently come out and then honestly start talking about them. Reason being is I don't want to recommend an anime which I don't have confidence in. It is just going to be one that's enjoyable to watch and one that I personally enjoy watching as well. Now, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeons? Personally, to me, has done it again with season 3. They've set up and expanded a world that we already thought we knew everything we needed to know about it. In this third season, they have exposed something that may have been their plan all along. Now, to explain that a little bit more in detail, I'm going to go kind of back to first season, but even beyond going to first season. Now, one of the first animes that I even purchased was Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeons? I know that, yes, there are many other animes I could have picked up, but I chose that one first. Now, one reason is because it had a cool limited edition box, and of course, it comes with a whole bunch of stuff inside. Now, I'm going to use this as an illustration. Now, on the box, on the very back, there's, like the whole summarization of, like giving you an idea of what the anime is about. But I never really paid attention to the blue letters until I just saw it upside down, just like this. And then I read it. And in the blue letters, it says, "The gods descended, comma, never fathoming a power stronger than their blessing." Now, for those of us who've already seen this anime, for what I'm saying, seen this, I mean first and second season, because odds are if you watch the first season, you gotta watch the second one, and possibly even the season that technically would be considered a second season, which is the first season just from the Sword Princess's point of view. Now, in that you learn a lot about the blessing, you learn exactly how it goes about, and you learn how they get it. Now, in preparation for this third season, I did start rewatching first season and also second season to make sure I didn't miss out on any key details. Because as we know, in anime, they love to give you little snippets and little lines that go back to a random episode that you may have not been paying too much attention to before in previous seasons, and it gives you a key to exactly how the story is going to pan out. Now, with all of that in mind, I started watching the third season. Now, one thing I think people need to focus on whenever they're watching this anime is that when they start to explain the blessing, they explain that the blessing is something that, yes, is bestowed by the gods, but the blessing that the person receives does not change, no matter what god gives them their blessing. It's like a human potential that they have that has the ability to be unlocked. But the only way for it to be unlocked is if a god gives you their blessing, meaning that a god believes in you. Meaning that the god sees the blessing that you have and chooses that it needs to be exposed to the world. Now, our main character, Belle, as we know, has a very unique ability, which we find out, and it leads to very unique experiences. Now, in season 3, he maintains the exact same caliber that he had first season and second season, trying to do what he feels is right, no matter the consequence. Now, with all of this in mind, and because of how it starts out, and spoiler alert, a monster talks to Belle and his friends. That is how this season starts. And with that one little pebble, you have destabilized an entire mountain of belief in which we've gone through. They talk about how monsters aren't sentient. They talk about how there's no way to reason with these monsters. They talk about one of the reasons that they have to fight the monsters is in order to clear the tower. Now, and it's a huge part of Like, that's literally what an adventurer does. They go in the tower and they kill monsters. And you introduce a monster that is sentient. So now we have to look at all of the characters in which we've known, all of the new characters in which they're introducing, and see exactly where we're going from here. Now, keep in mind, with all of that going on, I read this. And it made me wonder if this was not the point of the entire series. If all of this was just set up in order to reestablish a new hierarchy in a world that we thought we knew. It makes sense. You have Belle, who comes from, Hestia, who is a lesser known goddess, and also one who starts out in complete poverty. This series has so much evolution, not just of one main character or just of one familia. It's of all characters involved in the story. If you meet them, if you get a name about them, they're going to develop and they're going to change. Much like every interaction that we have as humans on our Earth, people we knew today and people we know tomorrow, they're two different people. We're constantly evolving and constantly changing, no matter the situation or circumstance. And this anime gives a great representation and implementation of that. Season 3 has just begun, and I can't wait for it to continue. I also look forward to Season 4, Season 5, Season 6, and I know I'm being hopeful when I say all of this. But one thing that this anime truly pivotal points is hope. It is a belief in something and a belief in yourself, no matter how inconsequential you may feel. It is that one person can truly make a difference, and the impact that you make is literally determined by your own courage and strength of will. I understand we live in a world in which continuously we get beat up upon and things continuously change, and sometimes not always for the better. But maintaining that fire, that belief, that will, that whatever you want to call it, that strive to continue on and to continue to do your best every day, to continue towards a goal that you want to make happen. Now, this anime also does a great representation of how that goal can easily change. Not that your original goal is any further lost or you've given up on it. It's just that other goals can come in between. That setting a pace for yourself and setting an ideology on what you want to do and where you want to go and making it happen. Now, and with this anime, it not only establishes that, it shows you how it's possible. Now, of course, it's beyond extreme extenses. It's not simply having a conversation with someone or, studying a book more or making sure you do something more regularly than you do before. He's fighting monsters. He's destroying them. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing stuff in which we wouldn't fathom to do in our world because we don't need to do them in our world. But taking the lessons that we can apply towards our world, our reality, and what we currently have going on, and relating them pretty easily to a lot of these animes that are going on is not that hard. It's not hard to see where authors and writers are truly trying to get our psyches to go. With every great story, you relate to a character, whether it be the main character, a side character, a supporting character. Anything that truly draws you or attracts you, you're related to certain qualities of a character. I mean, this is why we like superheroes, right? Because they exemplify, now granted they may be extremes, but they have characteristics in which we appreciate and we also see in ourselves. And at times we wish we can bring out those characteristics more. Well, this anime is one that I say not only sees that, but it's a character who continuously fails and continuously tries. So what I'm trying to say is, let's make sure that we never give up. We do everything that we can, each and every day, day in, day out. And I know it's going to be exhausting, and I know it's going to be a hard road. But at the end of the day, if you're able to look back at it and see everything that you've accomplished, I guarantee you'll go far. Thanks for tuning in to Decimo Primo. Be sure to check out Season 3 of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeons? And I'm out.